Hi, my name is Luke. I practice in the field of Integrative and Lifestyle Medicine. Integrative and Lifestyle Medicine puts you in the center, gives a 360-degree approach of you as a whole. We help you put it together, we help you find a way, and that is the power of Integrative and Lifestyle Medicine. I hope you're having a great day. Today I want to talk about the overuse of calcium supplements. For the longest time, and I think when I started my practice about 9 years ago, it always puzzled me to see the amount of Indians and Americans that consume the highest amount of dairy and calcium supplements and yet lead the world when it comes to osteoporosis, brittle bones, bones with low bone density. It never made sense. Okay, a lot of dairy, a lot of calcium. And the problem is because we require a mindset change. People till today think that calcium equals stronger bones. And I don't know where this came from. I would like to believe it's come from nutraceutical companies that want to sell more calcium and that have also, kind of not brainwashed, that's a very strong word, but tried to make doctors believe that calcium is required for stronger bones. But that's exactly the opposite of what the science shows us. When you look at anatomy, and even when you look at medical science, we understand that you have a bone matrix. The strength and the health of your bones depend not just on calcium. It depends on vitamin K2. It depends on collagen, phosphorus, vitamin D3. It also depends on trace minerals like boron, chromium, selenium. All of these things come together, including manganese and phosphorus, to create bone density. And that's why today you'll see calcium supplements. You'll see supplements with calcium and D3 a little bit better. Then you will see supplements with calcium, D3, K2 a little bit better. And then you see calcium, D3, K2 and magnesium, and some of them even have phosphorus and trace minerals. So the point is, let's understand what happens in the human body when you consume calcium. Number one, I can't remember the last time I came across a medical report, and I see 15 to 20 of them a day, where I saw someone deficient in calcium. The point is, most of these people are deficient in vitamin D3. Both of them have a synergistic mechanism. If you are low in vitamin D3, which 1 in 1 or 1 in 2 people are, and you're taking a calcium supplement, you need vitamin D3 for the absorption of the calcium into your bones. You also need the right medium of your blood, acidic or alkaline, for absorption. You also need vitamin K2, which acts as a carrier for calcium. So if I'm deficient in magnesium, which a lot of people are, you're deficient in D3, which most people are. You're deficient in vitamin K2, which a lot of people on fad diets and people who don't eat well will be deficient in vitamin K2, and of course trace minerals. Your calcium, instead of getting absorbed into your bones, now starts to build up in your blood, causing calcification in your arteries, which links the amount of cardiac diseases and cardiac arrests of women premenopausal, when their doctors automatically say, oh, you're at this age, now let's move your calcium from 500 to 1,000, and eventually even to 1,500 mg. That's a lot of calcium when you have low vitamin D3. That's a lot of calcium when you don't have K2, magnesium, phosphorus, and collagen. As women and men tend to age, their collagen starts to get lesser and lesser. You need collagen. So picture calcium getting into your bones, absorbed with vitamin D3, K2. Collagen kind of plasters it all together. Like when you're building a wall, you have cement, you need water. That forms the plaster that holds the bricks together. So you need all of this to work together for the bone matrix. So now, because you're aging, because your workouts are mainly cardio and very little resistance training and weight training, you don't have the right amount of collagen. So you can't plaster and make your bones stronger. Another vitamin deficiency that I keep talking about, vitamin B12. And people say, oh, Luke, what does vitamin B12 have to do with bones? Everything. The lower your vitamin B12, the lower your bone density. So now you understand the importance of a holistic approach when it comes to your bone health. And there are so many people out there aging before their time. Osteoporosis at the age of 32. And then you're sold a knee replacement or a hip replacement. I don't have a problem with that when you're sold it for the right reasons, like rehabilitation, accidents, all of that stuff. But when you've caused your own bones to demineralize and get weaker because of incorrect advice. And there's another industry saying, hey, don't worry about the pain. We'll give you a new knee. And guess what? 5 years later, we'll give you another knee. Or we'll give you a hip. The point is, this can be prevented in most cases. So now you look at calcium, but you also look at vitamin D3. And go back and look, why are you taking calcium when your calcium levels are already high? There are bone levels of calcium and there are blood levels of calcium. But the point is, you need to fix your D3 in order for the calcium that you have to be absorbed into your bones, along with K2, magnesium, phosphorus, which honestly, if you're eating a balanced diet, you may never need all of these things. But if you're doing those fad diets, extreme diets that remove certain macronutrients, micronutrients, you are going to have a deficiency. The good part is, if you are suffering, there are supplements in the market that have the entire bone matrix. And that is way better than your standalone calcium. Never consume a standalone calcium. At the most, a standalone calcium with a vitamin D3. But like I said, you have better choices. It has the whole bone matrix. And that's what you should be taking if you need to take the supplement in the first place. Fine. I'm all for doctors prescribing. But prescribe the right stuff. Prescribe the entire bone matrix, not just half of it. Now you're taking all of this. Your bones still need exercise to grow stronger. So any exercises that include jump, like you're doing jumping jacks or skipping or plyometrics, or you're playing a game that requires you to jump, is fantastic for your bone health. Jump training increases your bone density and your bone strength. There are many things, but coming back to calcium. So now if you have an excess of calcium, you have calcification of your arteries. You even have calcification in your joints. There are a lot of people who have constant joint pain. They go to the doctors, they do their RH factor test, everything is fine, no autoimmune condition, no arthritis, and then they term it as fibromyalgia, a term when you don't know what's happening, but there's uncontrolled inflammation and pain in your body. Sometimes you can have calcification because of the excess calcium in your joints, and you can even have calcification in your kidney, leading to kidney stones. So the most important part to understand, just because it sounds good, and people have put themselves in a box, oh, at 35 you should take 500 mg. At 45 you should take 1,500 mg. After menopause you should increase it. No, don't put yourself in a box, because extremely fit women and men don't even require supplemental calcium if they're living a great lifestyle. Diet, exercise, sleep, emotional wellness, you don't need it. There are so many people who don't have it. Look at the under poverty line across Africa, India, the Philippines, and other countries. Okay, they don't even have the money to buy calcium supplements, but their problems are not osteoporosis. Their problems are not brittle bones. They have other problems like malnutrition, underweight, all of that stuff. So sometimes we got to look at the wisdom that exists around us and make informed decisions. So if your doctor wants to give you a magnesium, respect that. A calcium, but ask for the full spectrum. Because calcium alone does not work. Calcium alone will create excess calcium. I had a client 3 days ago who had so much of calcium in her blood that she even started to have calcium deposits on her skin and her hand, lumps of calcium deposits. So the point is, anything in excess, no matter how good, can become poison for you. So that's how you need to manage your calcium. Please do not overdo it. It is extremely important. So when you look at tribes in Africa, their primary food is raw milk. Fantastic source of calcium, and they get vitamin D3. They're under the sun, no sunscreen, all of that stuff. And they have the right amount of vitamin D3, calcium, and they have the strongest bones. When I was with the Maasai tribe, the oldest living Maasai has never heard of a knee problem. And all the ladies in the community and all the men in the community, a knee problem is unheard of. Simplicity. So this is how you have to handle calcium. Please go back, talk to your doctors, get your prescriptions changed if you have to. And if you're looking at your normal foods, your spinach, fantastic source of calcium, sesame seeds, sattu powder, chana, legumes, all of this. You get enough of calcium if you're eating a great diet. You get enough of K2 if you're non-vegetarian and you're eating things like broccoli, fermented soy, of course non-GMO. You will get enough of nutrition from the foods that you eat if your plan is balanced. And if not, take a supplement, but take the right one. Have a great day, everyone. Until next time, eat smart, move more, sleep right, breathe deep, and remember, you can. It's all about you.